Hello, everybody. How are you today? It's pretty hot out there, so I'm not going to go out for a while. Um, this is Art Shorts by Sharen, and today we are going to be doing 5 parrots on a telephone wire. Um, if you'd like to see uh, what I have done before. This is a piece I did um, a long time ago to teach people to do this. So I thought it would be fun to do it today. 5 different colors. You can use colored pencils. You can use crayons. You can use whatever you want to use. Paint. I've got paints today, and that's what I'm going to be using. This is acrylic paints, and I've got several kinds of brushes out. And I'm going to be using it's called a canvas board. Um, it's a canvas that has been glued down to a board, and it is pretty darn strong, and you can use it and make pictures and hang them on your walls, and that doesn't really cost a lot of money. So I started with drawing it in pencil, and I'm going to draw it for you. Um, it looks a little higher than what it really is because the tails are going to be long. What I started doing is drawing the parrots. And I drew the center parrot first. Its body here is first on there. And then I drew it in pencil first because I wanted to have the beak be in there. What do you think that beak looks like? I think it looks like it's a teardrop. And later, after we get the head all painted, we will put their eyes in. And all of the beaks are going in different directions. Because they're chatty little things and they're talking to each other. And I think these parrots are a little bit chunky, so they've been fed a lot of food. Then I'm not going to do all of the tails, but I'll do essence of tails. And then you put your line. And your line is really going under those bellies. See, it goes under the belly so that the line doesn't show where the bellies are. Now we've got to decide what color we're going to do each one. Where did I put the yellow? I know I got it out. Here it is. I'm just using up my acrylics that I have that I've had really for too long. Sometimes they won't work right because they're here for too long. So you have to use them and sort of throw them away after a while. I've got some, I've washed my brushes, so I got to make sure that it is dry, a little bit dry. I think I'm going to try to use a different brush. Something that's a little smaller, but I can work with it. Now we're going to not make the beaks the same color. We're going to name the beaks in mine were all like maybe a little gold. So those are all the beaks, and they were a color of gold or bronze. We can use this color, which is yellow ochre, for the beaks, and that way all the beaks will be the same. My paint is not really covering the pencil, so we'll have to figure that out. I'll probably have to come back and paint that over some more. And now for the tail. Make a nice long tail for it. Usually parrots that are out in the wild have a lot of bright colors. They don't usually come from the United States. They come from other states or other countries. South America has a lot of parrots, and they're reds and greens and blues on these parrots. They're wonderful. Now, let's see here. I think I'll do a pink parrot. Now see, the beaks are all in different ways. They're chatty little creatures, and they're going to be talking to each other. Yeah, this is going to need 2 coats. Which is fine. hope everybody got out today and had a little walk this morning before it got hot. Okay. This will not come out. So I have a feeling that there's have to take the lid off. I'm really not being too conservative on my inks or my paints today, but that's okay. What do you think these birds are saying to each other? They're pretty much friends. Just got back from vacation. We stayed at a farm with a 100-year-old house, maybe more, maybe 150 maybe year old house, and it was a horse farm, and there was horses all over the place, and there was chickens all over the place. And it was total fun. We found a bookstore that we went to that was amazing. So I have a whole bunch of books to read now. So I've got 3 of them done. I think I can make the blue and the pink come together and make it purple. I wonder if I can do that. Because purple is made with blue and red. And I've got the pink is a I need a little bit more red. There's a pink here. See how we're doing this. Pink and blue will make purple. Let me show you. Pink and blue make purple. So the next bird is going to be purple. Now we get done with this, Then I'm going back to the Freddy the Fish that we started the last time that we never got finished. And we're going to finish it up. There that is. Now I think what I would like to do is do a green bird. A really bright green bird if this is... Nope, we won't be doing that because the green is not in good shape. See if we got any more green here. There's another kind of green over here. It's a darker green. And we're going to try some of that. Okay. I am going to turn this around because that beak is going to get in my way here if I don't. Got to be real gentle around that beak or else you're going to get green on it. But that's okay because we can always paint over it. That's one thing about painting. You can always paint over it. Now we can go down to... Remember, anything that I paint, you can use colored pencils on, you can use crayons, oil pastels, watercolors. You can do it with watercolors. You need to erase your lines really good if you use watercolors. Get the tail here. We have a red hawk near us that gets on the telephone lines and waits for critters to go by so that he can get them. Okay, I'm going to put that in there and get a smaller brush. And then I'm going to turn this upside down again and do the beaks. want one that's a little bit more pointy. My brushes are getting to the point where I need more brushes. Don't ever use brushes to the point where they look like they're flying out all over the place. Keep your brushes clean, and if they lose their ability to be pointed on the end, if they're supposed to be, then they need to be thrown away. You don't keep them. Because you want your painting to be as good as possible. You know, sometimes we make mistakes when we're painting, or at least we think that they're mistakes. All the famous artists that have done paintings and drawings, they've all done mistakes, and some of them are still in their art, and you can't even tell that they're mistakes. Because sometimes mistakes are just things that we think needs to be the way that you believe that they should be, but they're not really truly need to be. Wet this down just a little bit so that it don't want to have it clumped up. You ever find yourself holding your breath when you're trying to do little tiny spaces? Well, it's getting there, slowly but surely. Three down, two to go. I think next time I'm going to teach you how to do the color wheel, and I'm going to have you do each color a kitty cat in each color. And then they can go in circle. There it is. All of the birds have their beaks. Now we need to have a little bit of white to make the eyes. Because parrots' eyes are big. Then we'll put a black dot in the middle of each of the eyes. We're going to make a circle. I have to go over that white one more time. We'll go back and go over it a little bit more. Then we're going to put a black dot in the middle of it. Now a purple one here needs to have a little bit more purple on her head. They're not looking bad. They're looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to let you name yours. On the one that I done before, we have to wait till the white dries before. The purple one was Philomena. The pink one was Angelina. The yellow one was Tangina. The blue one was Citrina, and the green one was Katrina. So they're all Inas. Okay, let's see if I've got black. Well, we can use this. Little back dot in the middle of every eyeball. Okay? There is your parrots on a wire. So you can go ahead and work on that. Now I have paint left, so I'm going back to what I started about a week and a half ago. And that is Freddy the Fish. And since I have all this beautiful paint right now, I can use it to finish this fish. Now I'm just going to turn it this way. And we are going to use some different colors since we have all this purple here. We might as well use it. This is really too big of a brush, so we're going to put that back. Get another brush out and use this one. Now these are the scales on this fish. next row we'll do different color. This is an imaginary fish. It's not a real fish. You'll not find this one in your encyclopedia or on your phone or your computer. Look at her teeth. His teeth is big and jagged, and his bottom jaw hangs out there. Now I'm just going to go on to the blue and use the blue. And it's okay if you leave some white spaces. Uh, I think I'm going to do some blue on the fin. Also. That way you have all these colors going all over the place so that they are making your eye move around the, the painting. There we go. Put a little bit in here. Well, I think we're going to do some blue-green next. So it's a little bit like a turquoise. Not quite. So we use the blue and the green together. Uh, Going back over here. Usually have some music on, but I don't have music on today. So, let's see, what else should we Um, I think we should go back to the purple. Wiping my brush off. How you brush the paint on also helps with the textures in your paint. Okay, I'm going to use some purple over here in the fin. And down here on the fin. Remember, the first part of this was on the last class that I had. And you can look that up, and it's done on cardstock. Canvas board, you can buy it in many different that the birds are on. You can buy it in many different sizes. Back further. So I didn't fill this whole thing in with scales. The back part of it is not going to have scales. We're just going to remember this is just a pretend fish. We can make it anything we want to. One time I did a giant ceramic fish, and people says, what kind of fish is that? And I says, well, it's in my imaginations. I did not look it up and copy a picture of a fish. Here we go. Now this is a real wild and crazy fish, so I wonder what yellow and green would make. You think that would make a pretty color? Oh, yeah. And that's what we're going to do the back of this fish. And get this fins over on this side taken care of. Then what do you think that fish should be swimming in? You think that fish should be swimming in some water? How are we going to do that? I'm going to water down this blue and white and see what we can do with it. They're swimming in the ocean. You think it's a saltwater fish, or do you think it is a freshwater fish? I don't know. We'd have to think about that. And this is watered down blue and white. So there is our fish, Freddy the fish. And we have no clue what kind of fish he is. He's in our imagination, so you can make it the kind of fish it is. What does it eat? Does it just eat snails or does it eat little fish? Has to be something that it has put those teeth into. Okay. Place around here is this. Now we've done finished Freddy the fish, and we've made our parrots on a phone wire. So now we'll have to say goodbye, and I will see you next week.